We've just found out that President Trump will address the nation tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern about his strategy in Afghanistan and South Asia. Afghanistan and South Asia. Now, I'm just getting this news here. I'm trying to find out what it's all about. Is this going to be like a really big policy announcement of some sort? Or is it more just like an update thing? I mean, it is in prime time, but I'm going to try to find out some while we're on the air. And let's just make sure that you can hear me. Okay, I think our stream is all right. Let me know if your stream is not all right, but I think we're good to go here. So I'm really just going to try to find out some stuff for you guys because I just heard this news and I want to find out more about what is going on here. Why is this happening tomorrow night? And what exactly is he going to talk about? Let's see. What does ABC News say about this? They say Trump to address nation Monday on Afghanistan. And they say, give me 1 second here, folks, please. President Trump plans to address the nation on his strategy in the war in Afghanistan. The White House says Trump will speak to the country on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time from Fort Myer in Virginia. From Fort Myer in Virginia. Trump and his national security team met Friday at the Camp David presidential retreat in Maryland to reach agreement on a strategy. Trump tweeted over the weekend that he had made a decision. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, traveling in Afghanistan on Sunday, also said Trump had reached a decision. Mattis declined to discuss specifics before Trump's announcement. It will be Trump's first formal address to the nation as president. First formal address to the nation as president. I'm going to tweet that out in a second. Hold on. This will be President Trump's first formal address to the nation as president. Wow. That's pretty important. And what else does it say here? It follows a period of isolation for Trump following his comments about racial violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. So I wonder, so he's announcing a policy tomorrow night. Does this mean it's going to be like a big change of some sort? Is he going to say we're pulling our troops out of Afghanistan, or we're sending a lot more troops into Afghanistan? Like, does it feel weird if he has a big nationwide announcement and he says, like, I've decided to basically leave our policy the same? Like, feels to me he's going to announce some sort of policy switch of some sort. What do you think about this? Write to me. Let me know what you think at Lookner, at Lookner on Twitter. Maybe some of you have some thoughts on this. What can we expect the president to say? Why would he have a nationwide announcement for this? Also, it said, if you can, hold on. Let me show you this as well. There's something I didn't show you, which is right here. Statement from the press secretary. Now this says, for an update, hold on, I have to screen capture it. Actually, I can do this. Here we go. There it is. That's when this press secretary says President Trump will address our nation's troops, blah, 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 to provide an update on the path forward for America's engagement in Afghanistan and South Asia. So, what does South Asia mean? Does that include North Korea or not? Does that count as South Asia? Let me look up Asia on a map and see. What are they counting? Is it China? Yeah, I mean, there you go. So, if we count, are we counting like Eastern Russia as Asia? Hold on. See, if you look at this map here in the corner here, and look at the right where it says Asia, and it says Asia, that seems to include like Eastern Russia. So if that's the case, then I guess you could argue that North Korea is South Asia. So I guess my point is, I don't know if when he says South Asia, does he mean North Korea? Does he mean China? Does he mean both? I don't know. But that's part of it too. It doesn't just say Afghanistan, it says Afghanistan and South Asia. That's coming from the press secretary. So what will he talk about? Let me know what you think. I'm at Lookner on Twitter. Gary Crunk says, I've heard they are thinking that Afghanistan can rule/manage themselves. interesting thought, Gary. And now, again, I'm just thinking about this like President Trump didn't have to have a national address, his first formal address to the nation in prime time about this if he didn't want to. So I just think, why is he doing this in prime time? And I feel like perhaps that's because there's some sort of significant policy announcement being made. Because again, I just feel it's a little bit odd if he has it in prime time and he's basically like, we're going to kind of keep it going and send 100 more advisors or something. Like, it just, that feels kind of weird to me. Now, maybe that'll happen. I feel like maybe there's a bigger policy announcement that's going to happen here, and we'll see. And also, really note, it says Afghanistan and South Asia, because I've seen reports in the press, like this report here from ABC News, says on Afghanistan. But that's not what the press release says. The press secretary says Afghanistan and South Asia. So, will there be... But I guess Afghanistan interacts with South Asia. So, like Pakistan counts as South Asia, maybe. Anyways, let me know what you're thinking about this. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts. @Lookner on Twitter. @Lookner on Twitter. And also... so Right Side Broadcasting, we will definitely have coverage of this tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, I am traveling along with some other people from Right Side to Phoenix tomorrow during the day. But hopefully, if my plane gets there on time, I'll be able to do a pre-show and post-show on this, like on my cell phone. And Joe will put the graphics together and make it all look nice and everything, like Joe always does. But I apologize in advance if my flight gets delayed. I won't be able to go on before and after. But hopefully I'll get there on time to do this. But we will definitely have coverage on Right Side Broadcasting and the president's speech tomorrow night to the nation, and on Tuesday of the president's rally. We will have that from Phoenix. We'll be covering that all-day coverage of the rally. And we're viewer supported. So you're the reason we can come on there and cover news stories, and also to go to President's rally and cover it and show the crowds and show all the speeches like the mainstream media doesn't. So if you'd like to support us in all of this coverage, we'd really appreciate it. The way to support us is you go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Or you can just go to the YouTube chat room right now and click on the $sign at the bottom of the chat room. It's that easy. Thank you to all the moderators who've been moderating this broadcast and the last broadcast we just did. Real Frank, JC, Webster, who else was there? A lot of moderators. Guinevere, Lynn Jean was in there before. Some others were in there. So thank you for moderating. But let me know what you think about this announcement that President Trump is going to address the nation tomorrow night. Do you have any idea what he might say? Let me know. Write to me on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER. Andrew Sova says, could he discuss homegrown terror, Antifa maybe? Well, Andrew, from this statement from the press secretary, it doesn't look like that's what he's going to discuss. It looks like he's going to discuss Afghanistan and the path forward for America's engagement in Afghanistan and South Asia. I really wonder, because I have heard reports that President Trump has, over the last few months, said to advisors at certain points, why do we need troops there? I really wonder. I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen. I have no inside information. But is there a world in which President Trump announces tomorrow night he's bringing all the troops home from Afghanistan? Is that possible? Is it possible that he announces tomorrow night, I'm just bringing the troops home? I don't know. I mean, I feel like it could be a big announcement. Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree. Let me know. Ryan Harris writes in, this better be good. I love Donald J. Trump, but I can't connect the dots as to why soldiers in Afghanistan is America first. You know what's a really interesting thought here? So Steve Bannon, who just got fired from the White House, a big disagreement he had with McMaster is that he did not want us to get involved in foreign engagements that would not be in America's best self-interest and would not focus on America first. And supposedly one of the disagreements Steve Bannon had with McMaster is that he thought McMaster wanted to increase our troop numbers in Afghanistan. So wouldn't it be ironic if President Trump let Steve Bannon go and then just several days later announced, we're pulling our troops from Afghanistan, America first? That would be fascinating. Maritza Manasian writes, I'm guessing he will pull troops out from Afghanistan and assign them to South Korea. Interesting thought. I want to tweet that out as well. I'll wait till after the broadcast. I wonder, though. I wonder. Actually, let me do it now. You can watch me do it. I'll say... Wonder if there's any chance he'll announce he's pulling our troops out from Afghanistan. That's one thought I had on this. I'll throw it out into the Twitter world. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Lookner, at Lookner. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know so I can share it with our audience. At Lookner on Twitter. Also, follow Right Side Broadcasting on Twitter. Hey, we got some exciting news yesterday. I haven't even had time to post about it. I keep meaning to post about it, but look at this, guys. Look. 50.1K. We have 50,000 followers. Very exciting. We got our 50,000th yesterday. We're very excited about that. Anyways. Hold on a second. Let me get back to this story. Nicholas writes, Steve, I'm looking forward to RSBN covering the solar eclipse tomorrow, but I'm interested in hearing what Trump has to say tomorrow. Yes, the solar eclipse. What time of day is a solar eclipse? I think I'm going to be traveling at that time, but we are going to be covering it. Solar eclipse will be at... You'd think Google, when I Google that, would just give me a time. It shouldn't be that hard to Google this. Why isn't there just a time? I feel all these stories are clickbait. Just tell me the time it's going to start. Oh, it's 11. It's in the morning. Well, in Oregon, it's in the morning. So I think I'll be safe. We won't have overlap between the solar eclipse and it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, but I could have been like 6. If the eclipse were at 6 p.m. on the West Coast, that would overlap with President Trump's speech. But it sounds like it's going to be in the morning on the West Coast, so we'll be fine. Gary Crunk says, I think it's possible he will pull troops out and leave advisors there to help the country to self-rule. He did indicate that before. That's what Gary Crunk says. Now, there was an article that Badger Fool sent me would suggest something different. Let me show you what Badger Fool sent me. In this article is August 20th, so it just came out, and it says, hold on, I want this video to play. Let's see. I'm looking through this article. One U.S. official speaking on the condition of anonymity said troops' top national security aides are backing adding between 3,000 and 5,000 troops and allowing them to embed with Afghan forces closer to combat. I'm going to tweet this too. Look at this. See that quote? So he could be adding troops. Here's what I'll do. Watch what I'll do on this. I'll say capture. And I'll say, before I get a lot of angry tweets and reply, thank you, Badger Fool, for sending that to me. I'll say, on the other hand, ... And I'll put that that quote up there. Now I've covered both my bases and no one can complain because I've given people on my Twitter feed two options. Christy says, our viewer Christy wrote me and said President Trump is expected to add 4,000 troops to the 8,400 now deployed in Afghanistan. However, let me say this, though. So thank you, Christy, for writing in. Thank you, Christy, for writing in. But let me say this. It's President Trump. It's President Trump. So you never know. You never know, do you? People talk how President Trump knows about reality shows and sometimes make it like a reality show. This is kind of like a reality show. It's like the big reveal. What's he going to reveal tomorrow night? What's he going to do? Let's see. Christy sent me an article here. The Hill also reports, here, let me show you another article Christy sent me, our viewer Christy. Thank you, Christy, for writing and sending me this. So look at this, folks. The Hill article. No, I don't want that. Says, President Trump is likely to announce an increase in U.S. troops in Afghanistan. The president has been meeting with advisors on the issue, most recently at Camp David on Friday. He's expected to add 4,000 troops to the 8,400 now deployed in Afghanistan. I'm going to tweet that out too, because that's important. And I'll do this. I'll say, I wonder if at the Hill expects the president to announce 4,000 troop increase to Afghanistan. Oops. And I'll put in that little quote there. Wow, that's interesting. And so that would be, if you look at that Hill article, and it says there's 8,400 deployed there now. So if you add 4,000, you're adding like almost 50% more troops than are there now. Now that's very un-Bannon-y. That might go against what a lot of, there are certainly some people in President Trump's base who would not want to see more troops added. So that's quite interesting if that happens. But again, it's President Trump, so no matter what people say he's going to do, you never know. You never know. But that would be really interesting if he added that many troops. So what do you think about that? What do you think about this news? We're hearing reports that he might add 4,000 troops, 3,000 or 4,000 troops. What do you think about that? Write to me at @Lookner on Twitter, @Lookner. I think, by the way, I hope I didn't miss a donation. Yes, I did. It was Kayla Dickens said, tagged you on Twitter. Thanks, Kayla. And Kayla Dickens gave $2. We appreciate the donation. Your donations keep us on the air. Your donations allow us to give you an alternative to the mainstream media. So if you like our coverage and want to see more of it, you keep us on the air, please consider donating. Go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or click on the $ at the bottom of the YouTube chat room. And thank you to the moderators for moderating the chat today. And be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube so you know when we're coming on the air with breaking news videos like this one. Subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell. I thought I had the thing happening where I think if you subscribe, your name will pop up on the screen too, the way we have it set up here. Also, follow us on Twitter at RSB Network. I am on Twitter at @Lookner. And let me know what you're thinking about these reports that we're just starting to see that President Trump might add. So the Hill says 4,000 troops. Look, he's expected to add 4,000 troops. What do you think? Sam Lund says, our viewer Sam Lund says, no matter what he does, half of his base is going to be pissed off. You very well might be right, Sam Lund. Vicky Tama says, this was my best guess. She's adding troops. She says, we pull out and we have another Iraq we will have to go back to. Minnie Mazzola Maga says, with all due respect, I will withhold judgment until Mr. President delivers his speech. Thumbs up sign. Fit to be Tied says, I think we may possibly be going to do a little more in Afghanistan. Keep these two articles in mind and also keep in mind his mentality. Do you really think anyone can tell him what to do? Which may also bear on what he will say on the Southeast Asia issue. Thank you. I'll check out those articles in a little bit. Fit to be Tied. Again, President Trump's going to address the nation on Afghanistan and South Asia tomorrow night. We've seen a couple reports saying he might add several thousand troops to the 8,400 now deployed in Afghanistan. So it looks like it might be some sort of big announcement tomorrow night. Copernica writes in, he could be pulling everyone out tonight and will tell us tomorrow when they're safe and sound. Who really knows? Yes, and remember, President Trump is not the most predictable person. So even though we see these reports that he might add troops, and maybe he will. If he does add troops, though, in a way that really goes against well, it does and it doesn't. Some people could say it goes against America first. Other people could say President Trump might think it's in America's best interest. He wouldn't be doing it. Maybe he thinks there's a real compelling reason we need more troops there. So I'm sure we'll hear him say this tomorrow night, what his reasoning is. Steve Grasha says, lots to talk about. If you have any thoughts on this, write to me on Twitter. I'll read them on the air, @Lookner. Bobby Harvey says the Pentagon was waiting a final announcement by Trump on a proposal to send nearly 4,000 more U.S. troops to Afghanistan. Well, that's really serious if he sends 4,000 more. Darren Giesler says, maybe we are preparing for war or just harder for the mainstream media to twist his words. You know, another thing is, will he maybe say something about North Korea that's not being anticipated, that no one's, maybe he has something important to say on China. Maybe he has something important to say on both these countries that that no one's anticipating right now, but you never know. Pizza, Beer, Me, and Pop says, hope he outs Democrats' involvement in organizing Charlottesville, names Antifa as the fascists they are, and has video and text scroll of facts. Well, I think Pizza and Beer, because the press secretary said the speech is going to be on Afghanistan and South Asia, I am not expecting him to talk about Charlottesville. On Purpose says, great, I'm sure they'll find something wrong with what he has to say. So we will find out at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me know if you have any more thoughts on this. Write to me on Twitter @Lookner, @LOOKNER. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, feel free to share this video on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook as well. Right Side Broadcasting. I stand with Trump says, or maybe he's going to pardon Sheriff Arpaio. Well, if he were going to do that on Tuesday, I think he would do it if he was going to do that, I would think he would do that on Tuesday at the rally in Phoenix and not the Monday speech about South Asia and Afghanistan. Could happen, though. JC writes in, our moderator says, Steve, I think if he is adding more troops, it's another chess move, and the president may be ready to finally do what needs to be done and end this useless war. I also know we will never permanently leave Afghanistan. Thank you, JC, for writing in, and for all the moderators for all your hard work in the chat room. Bruce Lombard just made a donation of $20. Thank you so much, Bruce. That donation will keep us on the air and also really help us go cover the rally. It's going to cost us quite a bit to cover the rally in Phoenix because we have to travel to Phoenix. They're gouging us on the internet and charging us $1,800 at the venue, which some of you have already seen the receipt. Our CEO, Joe Seal, showed it on the air, our CEO. So those donations really help us. If you'd like to help us out with a donation, go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or do what Bruce Lombard just did and donate by going to the YouTube chat room next to the broadcast, and there's a little dollar symbol at the bottom. Just click on the dollar symbol. Thank you again, Bruce. We really appreciate it. Copernica writes, regarding Afghanistan, it makes more sense to send more in. Sometimes the only way out is through. North Korea, I'd be very afraid if I were them. I am really wondering if he's going to say something about North Korea, too. Sam Lund says, I'm just waiting until his rally on Tuesday. That's when the real fun will begin. Gary Crunk says, hard to say what he will do. He did not like the pullout because it creates a vacuum in the region like Iraq. Let me look something up here. Just looking to see. Just looking up a couple articles to see if there's any more information here.
Right now, new concerns over Iran.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, I'll have to read up some more on this when we're off the air. This caught me kind of by surprise. I also want to see what is Twitter saying about this right now. Let me see. Let me see if there's any updates on my feed. But write to me. Let me know what you think about this. At Lookner on Twitter, at LOOKNER. I'm not seeing a lot of the people I follow reporting on this. They're not helping me with more information. But I appreciate you guys writing in. Webster Maven writes, maybe President Trump is putting troops in Afghanistan to make up for Obama pulling out all of our troops. To make up for Obama pulling out all of our troops as Obama left a void for terrorists to breed. So that is from Webster Maven, one of our moderators. Thanks, Webster, for writing in. We just got a couple of donations. That's really nice of you. Kayla Dickens gave $10. She said, I hope my DM worked to you. Two very important updates about Antifa. They are having rallies across the country on November 4th. Is that true? Let me see what your message. Yes, Kayla. I'll have to look at those after. Thank you, Kayla, for sending those to me. I see the links there, and I will check them out. Thank you for the donation, Kayla. And also, we got a donation from Gail, who donated $10, and she showed it's a Santa Claus emoticon, and is it Mrs. Claus too? It's like for Christmas. Christmas is 4 months away, but thank you, Gail. It's like Christmas because you donated to us today, which will help us stay on the air and also go to Phoenix and cover President Trump's rally, so we really appreciate it. If you'd like to donate, rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or just click on the dollar sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat next to the broadcast. We are viewer supported, so thanks to you guys is why we can be on the air. Alan Kendrick, thank you for a donation. Alan Kendrick gave $20. Says, thanks, Bruce. I'll match you. Thanks for the update, Stephen RSBN. Very nice of you, Alex. Alan. Thank you so much. Again, this will actually really help us cover the president's rally on Tuesday. Truth Teller says, if it's true that President Trump's going to send more troops there, I smell McMaster and possible Trump base opposition on this. Yeah, there very well might be a fair amount of base opposition. Our viewer Sam Lund said earlier, our viewer, that he thought either way half the base was going to be upset. Connor Wells writes, I got a feeling that this announcement about Afghanistan is something to do with ISIS, perhaps. Something to do with Raqqa or supporting the Kurdish forces. I also got a feeling that Trump could be announcing military action against North Korea. Yeah, the North Korea part is really interesting. Will he be going, the press is acting like this is going to be all about Afghanistan, but I don't know. We could hear something more about North Korea too, which would make it doubly major, the announcement. I kind of want to, well, I'll tweet that after, that it could be. I won't bore you with creating a tweet, but I'm going to, after this broadcast, I'm going to tweet out that I think there could be something about North Korea too. Let's see here. RDX511 says, don't forget the White House has been consulting with the CEO of DynCorp and Mr. Prince on the contractor involvement. I have 6 years in Afghanistan and saw big drawdowns in the private side from Obama. We need to spray the poppy. That's from RDX511. If you'd like to write in, I'd be interested in knowing, what do you think the president's going to announce tomorrow? What are you thinking? If he's going to add more troops to into Afghanistan, what do you think about that? Let me know. Write to me on Twitter, @Lookner, @LOOKNER. James Min says, what if President Trump let Bannon go to start a new media source for real news? Trump cuts the rules loose to kill terrorists everywhere. Thank you, James, for writing in. Can I find out anything else about this story on my feed? Let's see here. Let me do one other search here and see if I can find something else. A lot of tweets about President Trump to address the nation, President Trump to address the nation, but I'm not seeing Afghanistan strategy. And again, this will be at Fort Myer in Arlington, Virginia. We'll see. Okay, we're going to stay on the air a little while longer here. If you have further thoughts on this, let me know. Write to me at @Lookner on Twitter. I'd really love to hear what you think about this. And again, so tomorrow we're going to have solar eclipse coverage. I won't be on that. I'll be traveling to Phoenix. We'll have solar eclipse coverage tomorrow. That event is already posted on our YouTube page. And we will have coverage of President Trump's speech tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. If I can get to Phoenix in time and get settled there, I will come on a little early to do a pre-show. Hopefully I can. And after the president's address and any post-show we might do, we're also going to have our night before the rally live chat with me, Margaret Howell, Liz Willis, and I think Aaron will be there if he wants to be on the chat. Aaron, the cameraman. And Tuesday we'll have a full day coverage of the rally, and Tuesday night we'll have the post-rally late night live stream with me, Liz, Margaret, and Aaron if he wants to be in it. So a full slate of right side events coming the next couple days for you guys. I stand with Trump writes, maybe the president will call out Hillary for her admiration of Robert Byrd and Margaret Sanger for her to disavow them. Well, that doesn't seem to be on Afghanistan and South Asia, I stand with Trump. So I'm guessing that won't be in the speech just because the speech is supposed to be about Afghanistan and South Asia. Joella Ruggiero says, hey, Steve, I know it's off the subject. Did you get to comment about the Black Sky event on August 23rd? Are we just going to lose our electric? Do you know anything about this? Thanks, Joe. I know nothing about it. I couldn't know less about it. It's the first time hearing of it. So I am not the one to ask about that because I know nothing about it. All right, guys, I think we are going to wrap up this stream here. This has been a news alert. President Trump's going to address the nation tomorrow night on Afghanistan and South Asia. So we'll see what he has to say. Some reports say he's going to announce an increase in the number of troops there. Sam Miller says South Asia map would be helpful. Well, Sam, if you had watched the beginning of the stream, you would have seen the map I put on the air. There is a question, Sam, as to where, see, it's right here. But there's a question as to what part of Asia, what counts as Asia. So if I type in Asia map, like is Eastern Russia part of Asia? So I don't know if there's like one. I think this map is counting all of this as Asia. So if that's the case, well, China and South and North Korea would be part of Asia. See, look at this map here. See that map there? That counts all of Eastern Russia as Asia. So on that definition of Asia, China and North Korea would count as part of South Asia, but on some other definitions of Asia, they wouldn't. What time is the eclipse? You have to look it up for your neighborhood. Let's see. I'll say eclipse time in New York. The eclipse time in New York, is maximum eclipse in New York is 2:44 Eastern. 2:44 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, something came out of my mouth. 2:44 p.m. Eastern is the time in New York, but it depends on where you are. So look it up on the web is what I'd say for the exact time. Thank you. That was from Trump Jr. 2020. That's who wrote us that message. Sam Miller, I guess, thinks that Pakistan will be mentioned. Okay, I think we're going to wrap this up right now. So let's go back here. Okay, so we will be bringing you tomorrow night President Trump's address to the nation on Afghanistan and South Asia, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in to Right Side Broadcasting to watch. To know when we're coming on with videos, we do them all the time, like this one, live news updates, breaking news. Subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell. And when you do click the notifications bell, that'll allow you to get notifications for all of our videos. You'll get a notification, so you'll know when we're coming on live. Also, you can follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at RSB Network. I am on Twitter. See, somebody says our little graphic is working there. I saw Blessed just subscribed and her name came up, or his name came up, I'm not sure which, on the screen there. So if you subscribe, your name comes up on the screen. Jake Seals figured out how to do that. But also you can follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We're at RSB Network. I am on Twitter at Lookner. I always post about breaking news if you like that kind of thing. Oh, we got a couple messages here. Sam Lund says South Asia is basically India and Pakistan, maybe Afghanistan. But wait, Southeast Asia traditionally contains like Thailand and countries like that, and Vietnam. So I don't know how he's defining South Asia in his how the press secretary is defining South Asia in the announcement about tomorrow. Maybe it's just supposed to be about Afghanistan and the surrounding area. It could be, Sam. I agree with you. It could be. Pete Tudsbury sent me some message about with the local news talking about what time will the totality reach your town. Be sure to check for your town what time the eclipse is going to be, if you want an exact time. And I think I got to all my messages. Pray for Free Speech says, told you, in response to my tweeting out that President Trump might add troops tomorrow night. And thank you. Deborah Wagner has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing to Right Side. It's so nice to see new subscribers. I love when that happens. And thank you everybody who donated during the stream. That's really nice of you. We're viewer supported. Your donations keep us on the air and allow us also to go cover the President Trump's rally in Phoenix. So thank you for donating. If you want to donate, go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. Or if you want stuff in exchange for donating, like this Right Side mug, you can go to our Patreon page where we give things away in exchange for making a monthly donation. It is www.patreon.com, www.patreon.com/RSBN. If you want to get an RSBN t-shirt, I keep forgetting to show the t-shirts on the air, but you can go to tpublic.com, tpublic, TEEPUBLIC, and search for RSBN or Right Side Broadcasting. We have all these different Right Side t-shirts there and hoodies and stuff. I own some myself. I paid for them with my own money because I like them so much. And yeah. And if you want to donate, you can always go in the YouTube chat room and click at the $ sign at the bottom of the chat room. And thank you to the moderators for moderating the last couple of broadcasts we just did. Lynn Jean, JC, Jude, Guinevere. Real Frank was there before, Webster. And everybody else in the chat room, thanks for joining today. Hello to you all. And that is going to be it. That's going to wrap up our broadcast right now for this. So we will see you tomorrow for the eclipse, tomorrow night for President Trump's speech, tomorrow night for the late night live stream before the rally, Tuesday for the rally, and Tuesday after the rally for the late night live stream after the rally. So we'll be seeing a lot of you guys next couple days, which we look forward to. And of course, if there's breaking news later today or tonight, we'll come back on the air. But for now, this is Steve Lookner for Right Side Broadcasting. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your Sunday.